Hello beautiful soul beings and welcome back to my channel Soul Journey. My name is Beck, or Anu Ani, the expansion doula, and today is Friday, so that means today I am doing a reading for the collective energy of the planet. I'm really excited about today. Today is March 15th. I don't know if I said that. I'm really excited for today because of course spring is right around the corner and I'm really feeling this shift of energy. It's the warmest it's been in months. I don't know if you can hear the water outside, things are melting. It's very exciting. So the decks that came through today to work with us definitely want to be here for this spring energy. The Chicoli Tarot, which is the tarot I will be using, literally wanted to be shuffled for a good like 5 minutes. Like it was just like, shift that stuff up. I wanted cards flipped around, all kinds of good stuff. So today we will be using the Soulful Women's Oracle. Soulful Woman Oracle. I believe it's Oracle. It might be guidance cards. I forget, but it's Soulful Woman. And that I haven't used one of these, that deck for one of these readings, so I'm really excited. And then we're also using the Chicoli Tarot. So the Chicoli Tarot is another deck that I've been using recently. Very spring energy, very inner child, a little shadowy. Love it. So anywho, if this reading does resonate for you, please comment down below and let me know, and hit like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. I do spirity informational videos on Mondays and I do readings on Fridays. And if you'd like a personal reading, you can check out my shop down in the description down below, along with my other social medias. Okay, let's get into the reading. So as all of you know who watch regularly, all the cards are down until I show them to you, so it is totally intuitive. And I don't think there's any nudity in these, but just a disclaimer, some of my cards do have nudity, so if you're not into that, I don't think these do, but full disclaimer, I don't really remember, so. All right, let's get into it. So for the Oracle cards, I do a theme for the reading, and then I do light and shadow, and then we get into it with the tarot. So for our first card for the theme of the reading is Soul's Truth. I listen to my soul's simple truths and allow my life to unfold naturally. All right, so this week is going to be about getting in tune with our soul's truths. I feel like last week was a very similar kind of theme. I'm trying to remember. But I just love this card. It is super like colorful and bright and expansive. So yeah, this week is going to be our soul's truth. Very cool. So the light aspect of this is going to be following my truth. Well, shocker. And there's an owl on this, which has been the spirit animal that has been stalking me for the last 2 months. So shocker. All right, following my truth. And that's believing in and following my inner truth helps me to live an authentic and empowered life. All right, so what I'm getting from here is this light is that we may know what our soul's truth is, but we are not following it. So this week is going to be about getting in alignment and actually following through with that soul's truth. It's not just about knowing what feels good, it's about then doing what feels good. What feels good is hydrating my body. Okay. So let me, is it recording? Yes, it is. Okay, just wanted to check. All right, so this week is not only about getting in touch with soul's truth, which I feel like intuitively it's that we already know what feels good, but this week's light is going to be about actually pursuing those things. And I know for some of us that can be a little difficult, but this week apparently is going to be very good for that. The shadow of this week is going to be sanctuary. In my inner sanctuary, I connect to peace, inner quietude, and comfort. So since this is the shadow, I'm kind of feeling like sanctuary in this, you know, in reversed is almost a little bit like staying a little too cloistered. It could be for some people that they create a sanctuary, depending on if that feels good for them. Totally, no judgment. But this is really going to be about, like, is it a sanctuary or a cage? Is your comfort zone keeping you from actually getting involved with what your soul needs? Is that kind of like the comfort zone of being like, well, this is what feels good? Like, that's kind of like the unknown. The soul's truth often isn't what you're used to doing. So be aware of where you're kind of hiding away in your comfort zone versus going out and exploring what really feels good. So moving on to the tarot. our main energy, interesting, is the Hermit. Interesting. So with these kind of cards going along with that, I really feel this is going to be a personal journey experience. Our soul's truth is unique. It's very personal to each of us. And so in some ways, I think when we want to explore a new avenue, we want to make sure everyone else is doing it. We want to make sure that it's like, is this good? Wait, come with me. But maybe this week is not about that. Maybe it's about exploring your personal truth, and maybe it doesn't have to do with anyone else. So this is a hermit journey. I also feel, because the hermit also has to do with like leading the way kind of on your own, but having that light for others. This could be an experience of lighting the way for others by you being on your solo journey, following your truth, and really opening it up for other people to feel safe in that space. A lot of us who are doing these kind of readings, a lot of us who are tapping into these new energies, are kind of the forerunners of the entire planet. Like, a lot of us are a lot more aware than most of the planet. So anyone who's kind of listening to this is already kind of like a step ahead, not in like a judgment sense, but like a step ahead in like being in alignment with themselves. So we are kind of the forerunners. It's our almost responsibility to be in our truth so that we can allow everyone else to feel safe to do the same. What's going to help us with that is the Hanged Man. Change of perspective. Sorry, it just takes me a minute to figure out which of these cards these are, because they don't actually have the words, they're just the numbers, and for the life of me, I can't remember the numbers for most of these cards. So the Hanged Man, very interesting. So it's going to be about a shift in perspective. So I feel like this is kind of coming into what I was saying before about, you know, feeling like you almost want other people to like validate that soul's truth, that you want them to be like, yes, that's totally great, but like, maybe this is about shifting that perspective. Maybe you know about this journey first because you are the one who needs to take those steps first. So maybe it's about changing a little bit of perspective of maybe what your job is here on the planet. I think a lot of us, you know, kind of go, oh yeah, this is interesting, but don't really maybe want to be a leader. Maybe they don't want to share what they have with the planet. And maybe you know these things because you are supposed to share with the planet, because we are in a smaller group on the planet, that maybe it is our purpose because we know first to then share this with others. You know, it is beautiful and you are healing the collective within yourself, but when we realize that the collective is us, and as we heal and evolve and become enlightened, eventually we realize that we will never be fully transcendent or ascended or enlightened until the entire collective is, because they are us. And so I remember one of my teachers was saying, it's like, that's a part of the step on the journey. It's like, you know, you work on yourself and you realize, wow, like, I will never be fully healed until the collective is healed, because they are me and I am them. And we are reflection. And if there isn't a healed aspect if there is an unhealed aspect in the collective, that is a reflection of something that's unhealed within me. So we realize that to heal ourselves, we must also share our healing and teach others how to heal themselves. What's going to hinder us is the Five of Cups. Wow, that is a beautiful card. It's very interesting. It almost has a very lovers kind of look to it. I'm just going to go intuitively with this, because this image doesn't remind me of like the traditional Five of Cups. I really feel like this is about what's going to hinder us is not embracing ourselves and not embracing our soul's truth, but embracing our unique qualities. A lot of us like to look out at the collective and go, that person's doing something interesting, that person's doing something interesting, I should be doing what they're doing. It's like, no, you were built to do what you are supposed to do on the planet. And until you connect into that, you're not really going to honor the job you're here to do, the path that you're here to be on. And so I think this is kind of interesting, because these two are embracing each other, but they're kind of like, one has the wings, one has the head of the bird. Like, it's almost like they're trying to embrace each other because they can't honor each other's uniqueness. I don't know, does that make sense? It's almost like, oh, I have the wings and you have the head, so like we need to like be together. It's like, but maybe these different pieces are on each being because that's what needs to be there for your own personal journey. So this week, what's going to hinder you is not honoring your beautiful divine uniqueness and not seeing it for the beauty that it is. So the main energy for this is, I think this is the Chariot. I think this is the Chariot. So this is about moving forward. This is about taking action. This is about getting your ducks a little bit in a row. It is also about kind of bringing stuff together that might have seemed hectic into a focused stream to a good end. So I feel like, just like I've been saying about all of these things, we must know ourselves, but then we must do something with it. We can't just know and kind of keep, you know, accumulating knowledge and doing these things and then not putting it into practice. So many of us learn about meditation, we learn about Tantra, we learn about, you know, all of these things, right? But how often in your daily life are you putting them into practice? Are you actually focusing then your intention on taking this knowledge you know and doing something with it, creating something with it? Are we really taking on that knowledge and creating a new life for ourselves, or are we just kind of letting it like circulate and ruminating on it? And of course that is important too, but you can build a million doors, but if you don't walk through any of them, like why build a door, right? So it's really important to take that knowledge and then go, okay, now that I know this, I'm going to commit to actually doing it. I'm not just going to talk the talk, I'm going to walk the walk. So again, soul's truth is this going to be about understanding and then moving yourself forward with it. So these last two cards, which I don't usually pull, but I feel like they were from Spirit. Interesting. So the first card here is Seven of Cups. So this is about letting things flow as they need to naturally, not, you know, chasing after things, but letting them come up for you naturally. So I feel like this is one of those things where this soul's truth isn't so much about, you know, going out and finding it. It's going to be about getting quiet within yourself, kind of that Hermit card, getting into your truth and then moving forward in a natural sense. You don't need to force this, but you also need to be aware of where you're, you know, holding back too much. If you're feeling this move to go forward and there's a fear space that's holding you back, it's releasing that and letting yourself naturally go forward. You don't have to rush yourself forward. This is going to be a natural progression. Just make sure you're not holding yourself back. It's kind of like one of those cars that you pull back and you can hold it here and it's not going to go anywhere, but if you let it go, it will move forward on its own. You don't have to push it forward, but you do still have to release it. Does that make sense? And the final card here, guys, shocker, it's the Tower card. So things are going to be shifting. Things are going to be shifting out so that new things can grow. So within your soul's truth, there is going to be a little of that shifting away. It's going to be a little bit of that falling away so something new can grow. But if you're in your soul's truth and you are in alignment, it's going to feel good. It's going to be like shackles being removed as long as we don't hold on to that comfort zone too hard. That's going to be where the pain's going to come through and that suffering. So as long as we're open to a new experience, it's going to feel really, really good. Well, I hope this was helpful for you guys. Please comment down below if it resonated. I love to hear from you guys. And please share this if you feel it might help someone else. These readings are done on Friday and they're to get us ready for the coming Sunday and the week coming. So this gives you a few days to kind of ruminate on it so that we can get into the energy coming up this week. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, you can head down to my links down in the description. I have my Etsy shop down there. I've got a lot of cool shop items. But my main ones in there are my readings for sure. So if you'd like to have a reading, definitely go over and check out what I have there. And then if you'd like to follow me on my other social media, those are in the links down below as well, along with my Patreon if you'd like to help support my channel. All right, thank you so much, you guys. Definitely give this a like and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Many blessings, namaste, and don't forget, it's all about the soul journey. Bye.